Are y'all ready? It's time. Woo! Good evening, everybody. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Oh my goodness. God is so good. He allowed us to live and make it all the way through 2023. And let me tell you, there were some challenging times in that year, but God, He blessed us to make it through, and here we are. Shout out to you, Lori and Janice, Sharon, Albert, Gerard, everybody that's on. Y'all have made my day, because today has been one of those days where I've been trying to figure out exactly what I did want to do. Have y'all heard that old saying, whatever you're doing on New Year's, you're going to be doing all year long? Have y'all heard that? So you sure don't want to be cooking all year long. You don't want to be cleaning all year long. You don't want to be doing all those things. So anyway, I was focused on just trying to do things that were impactful, and kind of relax and enjoy the last of this holiday time. And I had procrastinated about doing a few things that I could have done earlier in the week. And so those kind of caught up with me, and I did some of those things today too. But I am delighted to be here. Thank you for being on. Please like and share with those that are in your sphere of contact. Just press that share button. That's how we grow our audience and let others know that we're on the air, and we're going to have a good time this evening. And then, listen, I have to tell you all, this has been, I guess, like a revelation, a time of revelation for me about some things that I'm going to embark on. So I'm going to tell y'all all about it tonight. But just hang in there with me, and we're going to have a good time. I want to give a shout out to all of the listeners that tune in on WJIL.today. That is a wonderful platform. And those that are listening over there, tune in on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, 3, 10, and 8 for replays of Moments with Mama Sue. And I am so excited and thankful for that platform. They listen on www.wjil.today, Gospel Radio, Roku, and Fire Stick TV. Oh, that's a mouthful. I had to work those lips to get that out. But anyway, I appreciate all of you that watch via that platform. Please write me and let me know how you're liking the show. Tell me about yourselves and especially let me know what times you're tuning in. That would be helpful for me because if we decide to streamline some of the things that we're doing, it would be helpful to know when we have the most viewership. God is good. And so we're shouting out to you and thanking you, Pastor Patty Harris, for making that platform available to us. I am so grateful. I really, really am. And then, of course, I want to say that on tomorrow, we're keeping up with our practice that we have done for many, many years, and we'll be doing it again on tomorrow. I will be at the Southeast Senior Center here in Midland for a senior sing along. Now, some of you all in the West Texas area, you can come on over and join us in real time. You can come be a part of the senior sing along. We have a great time. This past Christmas, we actually were requested. We went on tour on the last time that we met in December because we were asked to come and spread some holiday cheer at Casa de Amigos and also over at the Midland Senior Center. And we had a great time. Oh, we were dressed up. We looked so good in our red, and we sang and we had an incredible time together. So any of you that are out there that would like to participate with us in real time, just come on over to the Southeast Senior Center. We do that the first and third Tuesdays of every month. And then for those who are not able to be with us in person, you can join us virtually. And you can go to my Facebook page, Mama Sue Roseberry, and around 10:30-ish is when I usually post to that page and go live. And then you can tune in and get a chance to hear us singing and having a great time over there. But it is so much fun. I promise you. I never leave there when I am not inspired and blessed and encouraged. So tune in with us and enjoy a good time. And then for everybody that's been asking, I did send out quite a few because I had quite a few orders over the holidays. But Moments with Mama Sue, the Thoughts from the Heart calendar, perpetual calendar. I like to say that because it never runs out. There's no year. You can get that via my website at www.sueroseberry.com. Just go to my website, click on the merchandise, and you can get this perpetual calendar. It's filled with 366, because I had to include that in case there was a leap year, Mama Sueisms, things that I thought or thoughts that came to me from the Lord, and I just put them out. One day somebody said, "You're always writing those thoughts. Those are so good. Why don't you put them in a book?" And I thought, that's kind of an idea. So we went ahead and created this perpetual calendar. And let me tell you what it says for today, January 1st. Forgetting the past is easier said than done. It helps to have something worthwhile to look forward to in the future. With Christ, we do. He makes all things brand new so we can breathe and begin again. Happy New Year, 2 Corinthians 5:17. And it's filled with all kinds of positive, uplifting thoughts like that. So if you'd like to have it, hucklebuckle on over to the website and pick that up. And then the next thing I want to tell you is that if you're interested in having me to be a part of anything that you're doing in the coming year, holla at me. I'd love to come. Storytelling, speaking engagements, workshops, concerts, whatever it is for your morning worship services, whatever it is, get with me. I would love, love, love to interact with you because that's what I do. That's what I do. And you already know that connecting with you is absolutely the best part of my day. So I look forward to doing that. You guys, it's it's so exciting that this is the first day of the year. I got a million things I want to tell you, and I want y'all to stay tuned because we're going to talk about some of them right after this. Yes, he is. And he's worthy. I'll glorify you. Hey, all of my days, I'll do it. 'Cause there's nobody greater. No one greater.
It's beyond entertainment. It's an experience. Book Mama Sue Roseberry today.
That is worthy. Woo, yes. Welcome back to Moments with Mama Sue. This is the first episode of a brand new year. And guys, we are in the second half of the fourth year of Moments with Mama Sue. That's a little bit incredible to me to even think about how many years have passed and how long this has been going on. And some of you have been with me since inception. You've been ride or die. And I appreciate it. I absolutely love it. I am so glad that you are a part of what I am doing creatively. So just having you be here is amazing. Because what it says to me is, Mama Sue, keep on going. And so that's what I'm going to try to do by the help of the Lord. Now, for some of us, last night, some of you participated in watch night services. If you did that, tell me about it, because I think I done almost aged out on the watch night services because I get so sleepy about that time. I was having to stand up and make myself stay awake to try to make it so I could see 2024 come in before I fell asleep. But if you went to a watch night service last night, tell me about it. I'd love to hear it. And then for those of us who were even at home, I thought that I would be able to just say, woo, woo, yeah, for, the new year coming in and then going in there and then tuck it in. But then I heard all this ruckus going on. I had forgotten about the fact that people feel like they need to shoot off fireworks and things. And oh my goodness, they were really after it out here. They were shooting off the fireworks. I could hear it, boom, 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 explosion, just like it was the 4th of July or something. They were really celebrating. I don't know where that idea came from, but that's what they do. Now, I'm not as opposed to them shooting fireworks as I am people shooting a gun. And I wanted to tell y'all about that. Do y'all remember back in the day, every New Year, if people had a gun, they'd go outside and shoot the gun up in the air. Why do they do that? Why do they do that? If y'all have done it, somebody may be able to enlighten me. How come people do that? Why do they shoot a gun up in the air? And then I start thinking that's a little dangerous because bullets don't have eyes. And if you shoot a bullet up in the air, it has to come down somewhere. So I just wonder about all of those errant bullets that are shot up in celebration. Where do they land? Where do they come down? So I would much, even though it's kind of unnerving and it's a racket, I would much rather have fireworks going off than to have uh, somebody shooting a gun up in the air, because that's kind of dangerous. And if you've been shooting it, then I just need somebody to explain to me, why do we do that? Why do we do that? I love that all of you are on here networking and hollering out to one another. It is so good to see you. I am so glad that you tuned in. It's absolutely amazing. My little Reagan said hello. Hello, Reagan. If she's watching or where she can see, hey, Reagan, Mama Sue loves you. Yes, I was wondering about that. See, Chantel said the same thing. Why do the people shoot the gun? And I mean, you thinking about it in a city. Now, that may have been a practice that came from the country. I don't know, just thinking about it. When people lived in the country, maybe they shot the gun up at New Year's. They lived, now here comes the storyteller in me. They lived miles apart from each other on large blocks of land. And when the new year came in, maybe they shot the gun just as a signal to their faraway neighbors that we made it into the new year. Maybe that could be a storyline. And then maybe the other one would shoot the gun and say, yeah, we did too. And so that was a way of them signaling one another. Hey, Ellie. Hey, Ellie. Mama Sue loves you, girls. Those are two young watchers of Mama Sue. I'm delighted that they're tuning in. So maybe the shooting of the gun was to let everybody know that we had made it and we're not close enough to communicate with each other. They didn't have telephones. They didn't have beepers or any other signaling devices. So they just shot the gun up in the air. But maybe as it has evolved over time, people kept doing that without ever really understanding why. And then they took those practices into urban areas and populated places where, oh, hey, it's not a good idea anymore. So I'm just saying. But anyway, we'll leave that up to some research. We'll keep thinking about it and talking about it. And if any of you know why that practice ever got started, then for sure enlighten me. But for all of you all that didn't get your fix of fireworks on last evening, I thought that I would just share my screen tonight and let you all just see a little bit of some fireworks going on for you to enjoy the firework display. Here we go. Here we go. Happy New Year! Happy New Year! Woo. Happy New Year. Woo! Now that's as much of that as I'm gonna take because that popping and going on gets with me. And can you imagine for all the people that have pets, what that's like for them? Their little pets are traumatized by all of that noise. But anyway, we made it, we survived, we got into the new year. So I wanna talk with you a little bit about some of the things that you are planning. I want to talk about goals because that's more than resolutions. How many of you make New Year resolutions? And I'm saying it correctly, New Year, because y'all know how we go. Happy New Year's. It's not an S on that year. It's just New Year. So, how many of you make resolutions? I used to. I used to make resolutions, and every year after I got through making them, I would always feel so disappointed because I started out really good. I have good intentions, but listen, somewhere along the way, those things would just start dropping off and falling off. I hear you, Trish. Not me, she says, but I would start making resolutions, and then along the way, they would fall off. And when I knew anything, mm, I was back to my same old habits and I wasn't doing the things that I said that I wanted to do. So, what I decided was that instead of quote unquote making resolutions, I would just set some goals. Goals are objectives, things that you would like to accomplish. And you can be a little bit more realistic sometimes when you set goals because sometimes when we say resolutions, we're looking at the end result without thinking about the process of getting there. Because if you say, I'm going to lose 50 pounds, but you got to think of what that means, not just the losing of the 50 pounds, but what am I going to do to lose the 50 pounds? What habits am I going to change? What dietary things am I going to do to get there? What is my time? You know what I mean? It just has more to it than that. So you got to think about a goal, and then that gives you some way of maybe measuring how you're going to actually accomplish that. And it's not a failure to you if it doesn't happen within a certain timeline, because that is demoralizing to me to think, oh no, I done failed again. I didn't do it again. I didn't do it again. It just becomes a perpetuating habit of failure. And God knows we don't want to live with that. But if you set a goal for yourself to try to do something, or that is something you would like to work toward, then you can work that in on your journey. And you can keep track of having done some things well that move you toward that point, and then some other things that we need to continue to work on. Because guess what, y'all? This life is a journey, in case you didn't know. We don't accomplish it in one day, 1 year, 1 decade sometimes. And as long as there's life, there is purpose, and we're going to have an opportunity to challenge ourselves to do some different things. I hear you. I hear you, Brenda, loud and clear. The gyms are packed. And then how many of you have made those resolutions and maybe you joined a gym or did something and you're not doing it anymore, but you're still paying the gym membership? Sometimes it's costing us dearly for things that we thought we were going to keep up with, but we haven't done. But I simply wanted to remind you that as long as there's life, there's opportunity. and you can do whatever it is that you set out to do, but pace yourself. Look at Trish. She said she's still paying. Uh-huh. Yeah. Pace yourselves. That's a good word. Pace. That means understand that we're not going to go from 0 to 60. I mean, and if that is your expectation, then it's probably not going to be sustainable. It's not going to be something that you can keep up with and that you're able to do for the long haul. So you got to pace yourself, okay? It's important. Yeah, I hear you. Aurelia is saying the gym membership is expensive. Mm-hmm. But the motivation doesn't even really start with just going to the gym. The motivation starts in our mind. Everything that we're ever going to do, the first step is to make up our mind to do it. And then again, there's what I just said, pace yourself. Don't say, I'm going to start going to the gym every day to work out when you ain't been going. So maybe just once a week, work yourselves up to something that you can sustain. And then once you have done that, then you set another goal. Then I'm going to do something else. Then it's going to be something else. Because if we don't learn about pace and realistic expectations, I guess that's the word that I should use, realistic expectations. If we don't learn about that, then I think that the enemy, Satan, comes to make us feel like we're not accomplishing very much. But every day that we live, that we get up, that we continue to work, that we continue to provide for our families, that we get food on the table, that we get the shopping done, that we do all those things, we're accomplishing a whole lot. So if there are areas in our lives that we want to improve, set those up as goals. And then do what? Pace yourself. Let it be a realistic expectation of something that you would like to happen. Figure out how you can do something that will challenge you. It's a challenge to do it just one time. Then after you master doing it one time, then set a goal. Okay, then I'm going to do it twice. Consistency. And let's see, y'all, if we can't become overcomers or goal-oriented by setting some realistic expectations. Now, I will tell you that for 3 years, I have been trying to get something off the ground. And in my head, I think I'm my own worst enemy because I want perfection. Yes, I do. I want it to be perfect before I ever get it started sometimes. And sometimes I'm crippling my own self. You're right, James. That's exactly right. Consistency. Sometimes I'm crippling my own self because I want it to be perfect at the outset. But again, that's not realistic always. And sometimes we are keeping ourselves from doing things in the proper season that God inspires us to do it because we want it to be perfect. Ah, Chucky, look at all that love. Come on, Chucky. You done went on with the hearts. Did your finger get stuck on the heart button? But I love it. Love you, Chucky. It's real important for us to set realistic expectations because we're going to be winners this year, y'all. 2024, that's the year when we can do some more. We've been doing great things, but I feel challenged in my heart to believe that there's more that I can do. There's more out there for me, expectations of greater things, and not expectations of others, not to fulfill what others are planning or thinking for you, but just to get to doing some of those things that you have longed to do in your own heart, in your own heart. So that's the deal. First of all, we're going to start by acknowledging that you have already been great. That's the first thing, to acknowledge that you have already been great. So, because if you don't have a marker to begin. You've already been doing some amazing and creative things. You've accomplished something great on your jobs, in your homes, with your family, did some insurmountable things. So the first thing we're going to talk about, this is number one, is to celebrate where you are, that you've had some accomplishments that you are mighty proud of. That's right. You've done some things that you are proud of. So here we go. I want y'all to tell me this. I put it up on the screen, 2023, and then I put across there, accomplished. What are some things that you all accomplished in 2023 that we can celebrate together? Some of your accomplishments, things that you did last year that we can celebrate. And we're going to celebrate them together as a community. I'm going to post what you put in the chat so we can all say, yay, whoa, whoa, ups to you, because you should feel proud of the things that you have done. Some of you have been promoted on your jobs, and you managed to do some creative things in the corporate world. Woo, ups to you. One of the things that I got accomplished in 2023, while y'all are thinking about what yours was, my big accomplishment was that I did homeschooling for one of my grandsons. That was a big undertaking because this one hadn't been to high school in years. So I did not have a clue, and I felt intimidated and apprehensive about it because I didn't want to lead him astray. I wanted to help, and I didn't want my good intentions to be misconstrued. So that was a biggie for me. And y'all, not only did we get through the first semester of the homeschooling process, but he made straight A's. Wow. That was a big accomplishment. So I was so proud of that. I was so proud of that because sometimes we spend all of our energy helping other folks and then we forget about our own. But I'm so glad that Mommy's Academy, my student, made straight A's last semester. And so if we celebrate what we did last semester, I believe we'll do even better when school starts on next week. I'm excited about that. Absolutely. Woo, let's see some of these accomplishments. Woo, yay, Trish, you did join GMWA. And you were even part of the holiday celebrations and singing. That is wonderful. And we're excited about you being a part of that. That's going to be something that you'll get to do going forward. And we're loving it. We're absolutely loving it. That's a commitment, because when you start joining stuff and being a part of stuff, you got to have, like I said, realistic expectations. It may not be that you'll get to do everything, but you're going to start off saying, I joined. So big ups to you for doing that. That is amazing. I'm waiting to hear from the rest of you. What's some of the accomplishments that you all had in 2023 that we can celebrate? Because we're going to jump off into 2024 doing other things, and God is going to bless us. I know He is. I know He is. He's going to bless us to do greater and even more exciting and challenging things. But we're going to thank Him for what He's already done. Yeah, thank Him for what He's already blessed us to accomplishment. Here's members of the family giving celebration in their comments for the things that we've already alluded to doing in 2023. Those are big things. Some of us traveled to places that we had not been before. Some of us got through difficult things. Oh, yay, I love this. Hey, May. She said she's been able to take a holistic approach to her health, and it has been awesome. That is incredible. Look, y'all can tell we live because things go off and bells and whistles and all kind of stuff happen that go on. So we had to cancel that out. But May, that is incredible. Congratulations. Whoa. I give you hand claps for that, because you know what? Some of the things that this body needs, these bodies are complex. And we put so much in them till sometimes it's a wonder that they function properly. So we just have to learn how to take care of these bodies. We have to learn how to take care of these bodies. So that is a big deal, that you were able to take a holistic approach. And we'll want to hear more about that, how that's going as time goes by, because if we're improving it, not only the body gets better, but our emotional and mental health gets better when this body is improving and it's working like it should. Congratulations and big props for doing that. Trish said that she also volunteered with the Good News Club. Oh, that's good. An after school program. It takes a village. It takes a village. Congratulations to you, Trish, for doing that. You'll have to enlighten us about how that goes and how many children are involved and how others can become involved if they're looking to do something like that with children. I think that's wonderful. Woo, woo, woo. You go ahead. De La Chantel Williams, she received her AS degree in medical billing and coding. Yay! Accomplished. Ooh, that's a big one. That's a big one. Because now that you have that certification, you have that degree behind your name, then that requires that they come on with it on this side where the pay is concerned. But that is a wonderful accomplishment. Oh, yay. I love it. And I love the way that you all are celebrating what everybody is doing. That is amazing. And it's incredible. Some more of you have done some amazing things. Let's hear about it, because I think that is great. And I'll be posting them as we go through. The other thing that I want to talk about is that in conjunction with those things that we have been doing or celebrating or wanting to accomplish, if we have goals and dreams, you got to keep on dreaming. You got to keep dreaming. Dreams are not just for the youth, not just for children, and they have dreams or goals. No, keep dreaming. because I do believe that as long as there is life, there is the opportunity for dreams to come true. So do not stop dreaming. Do not stop dreaming. Well, I had promised that I was going to tell you all about something. So I had some plans that I have been working on really literally for 3 years. For 3 years. And some of you that have been following, I keep saying every year, y'all go to Mama Sue's website. Make sure that you've logged in and that I have your contact information because I'm going to begin to share, blah, blah, blah. And I've been talking about it. But again, in my head, I was my own worst enemy because I would keep thinking, oh, I don't know, maybe not. You know how you plan something and you think, well, it's not going to be good enough, or it's not enough, or it's not worthwhile, or maybe nobody else sees it the way I see it. And you have all of these things going on in your head, and you can talk. If you aren't careful, you will talk yourself out of something wonderful by comparing yourself to other people and thinking that what you're doing needs to be on par with what somebody else is doing. I know I got that right. There ought to be an amen running through the comments. You can talk yourself right out of doing something that God has impressed you to do. So I have been thinking about and planning on something, that there were things that were in my heart to do. And I kept wondering, well, Lord, how am I going to get it done? How am I going to accomplish that? And the Lord began to impress me with ideas about how to do it. But I was just in my own head thinking, well, I got to do this, I got to do that, and then I'll do this and that. Uh, and so time does not stand still. It goes on. And when you know anything, you look back and time has passed. And sometimes the season or the opportunity for you to do something will have passed. We're going to talk about that a little bit more right after this. Advertise with us and let Mama Sue's family know what you've got going on. Email us at msroscbe2@gmail.com. Woo! If you're just tuning in, you're joining us for the New Year's episode of Moments with Mama Sue. And we're just talking about pacing ourselves, setting ourselves up for success, being able to acknowledge the great things that we've already done, and then building on those accomplishments to do even greater things in our lives. Learning how to be consistent and have realistic expectations and goals. Those are big things. And if we learn how to do those things, I think we will set ourselves up to be a success. Well, I can tell you that for 3 years, I mentioned that I was just really, really, really trying to get some things going, or think about how was I going to accomplish pushing out some of the creative things that the Lord had placed on my heart and mind to do. And I had questions for the Lord. I was wondering, Lord, why did you wait until I got old, until I am 67, to be trying to tell me and impress me to do some of these things that I'm doing creatively? But can I tell you that the Lord does not look at things the way that we do? Hallelujah for that. Whoever you are and wherever you are in your walk and in your life and on your timeline, that's why I'm encouraging you to keep dreaming, keep believing, stay motivated and inspired to do all that you can because God has so much in store for you. And I was wondering, well, now, Lord, how am I going to accomplish getting some of these things out into the world that you're impressing me to do, whether it's books, poems, writing, songs, music, other creative things that are in my heart and mind to do. And the Lord's response to me was family, Mama Sue's family. So for 3 years, I've been cultivating the family, trying to push forward in one area, but I was a little bit hesitant about some things because I just thought, people not, they got their own things to do. They got their own plans and ideas, and maybe they won't be on board with all this, but it kept staying with me. So I kept going. I would encourage you, I'll go over to YouTube, do this, do that. And sometimes we think it takes a lot of people to get the job done. That's not the case either. Sometimes it's just stepping out on faith and believing God for what He has promised and spoken to you. So I gave up the fight of fighting and wrestling with God about how to do what He had impressed me to do. I'm just going to step out on faith, believing Him and trusting Him as we begin. One of the big things was to even start this Moments with Mama Sue. And the Lord let me see how when we started, it wasn't, y'all, to be honest, I was starting something completely new that I had no idea about how to do a lot of things. Remember how rustic, that's a good word. Remember how rustic it was as we started, that I would, be trying to do technology, and I wasn't good at it. I didn't know what I was doing, and it was grainy and you couldn't hear it too good and the picture wasn't real clear, but I started. And over time, I have learned, I have gotten better. I'm not cutting people's heads off, sending them into cyberspace. We're able to stay on the air, do different things. I had to learn all of those things. I've learned how to do some graphics. I've learned how to create production pieces. Yes, Brenda, God has brought me from a mighty long way, but I would have never made it to this point if I hadn't started when I didn't know how to do all of these things. So the lesson in that to me, and I hope it'll be a lesson to others, is to get started. Just get started. Because this is a word, and when I say it, it gives me chills up and down my spine every time, Karen. Done is better than perfect. Put that in the comments, somebody. Sometimes being done is better than perfect. Just getting started. And then you got to trust God, and you got to trust the people that He has assigned to your life to help you to improve and to get better. Done is better than perfect. So I got started. Thank you, May. I got started with Moments with Mama Sue, but I was still kind of holding back because I thought, I don't know. And the impression of doing it just kept coming to me. And I said, oh God, well, if you give me opportunity, I'm going to step out on faith. And so my stepping out on faith is to expand the Mama Sue family platform, to expand that platform because a lot of the things that I desire to do or work with are not things that I can do on these social media platforms, nor do I want to. But it is something that I feel like I can do with a dedicated or a focused group of individuals or family. That's the plan. So I kept thinking about it, and look, it's going to be exciting. We're going to have a place of our own. I've been talking to someone about hosting some of the things that I want to do virtually on my website at SueRoseberry.com. So we're going to be able to be over there. And if you can see along the tab at the very top, do you see at the end where it says Mama's Family? There's going to be a place where we can do things that are designed for Mama Sue's family. And I am so excited about that. I am so excited about that. There will be a place of our own where we can host exclusive content and we won't be at the scrutiny of the YouTube police and we can get into even more in-depth conversations, sharing, communication, all of those things. That's what's going to happen that we're going to be able to host over there. It's going to begin this month. So for all of you that have already connected, I know how to reach you. I already have your email content. That's great. But if you have not and you would like to be a part of it, make sure you go to my website and make sure that you're connected. That's www.sueroseberry.com. Just put your contact information there. That's the email. That will give me a way to communicate with you. It's going to be a subscriber-based opportunity. I had to pray about it, y'all, because I always give and I always think, everybody else has so much more to offer. And I was really kind of having a drawback in myself, thinking nobody is going to want to support or follow that. But God said to do this in this way. So I'm going to step out on faith, believing, of course, there will be an option there for interaction that doesn't cost not one dime. But for some of the pursuits that I have in mind and some of the things that we're going to do creatively, there will be a cost. And I am stepping out on faith to believe that there are some persons who are assigned to me who will walk this walk with me and join with me in doing that. So in the days to come, we'll explain exactly what's involved. There will be a $15 a month subscriber fee for those things over there. We'll still be doing other things, content that is available to everybody. But part of Mama Sue's family will be that there will be a way for us to stay connected. There'll be emails. There'll be a newsletter that is specifically targeted to let you know what's going on, because not only will I need your financial support, but I need your prayers to cover all of these creative endeavors. Then there will be an exclusive content access for those subscribers. You'll have access to things that we're able to do on that platform that we can't do at other places. We'll have virtual meet and greets and opportunities for connectivity with the family that we can't do otherwise. You'll get to connect a face with a name and all of those things, networking opportunities. It's going to be so good. It's going to be so much fun. I'm looking forward to it. And I'm telling you, it is a step of faith. I'm believing God. Thank you. Thank you, Brenda. Thank you, Lori. I'm trusting God. And I don't know all that he's going to do, but he's already shown me from a little bit that stepping out on faith really works. So I'm trusting him. I'm believing him. I'm following him and thinking about all of the things that we're going to be able to accomplish together as a part of Mama Sue's family. I thank you all for riding with me, for rolling with me up to this point. And gosh, even just getting ready for tonight, my stomach was just in a knot almost, just thinking about rolling it out because it's going to actually happen this month. And so many of the things that we're going to do, gosh, I can't do it on my own. But with your help, I know that we can do great things. So I thank you in advance for believing in me. I thank you in advance for praying for me. I thank you in advance for uh, interceding in prayer on my behalf, that God would use me to do what he wants to accomplish. Because everything that I'm trying to do has a positive upside. I don't want to do anything that is not positive. I don't. I'll leave that to somebody else. I only want to do things that are positive, uplifting, and inspirational, ways that we can be helpful and impactful for generations to come. So if you want to be a part of that, hucklebuckle on over to SueRoseberry.com. Make sure I have your contact information because in the next 2 weeks, and I'm saying it audibly so that y'all can help hold me accountable and I can't retract and doodlebug out of it. In the next 2 weeks, you're going to get a newsletter or email. An email is what you're going to get that will explain how it all works, how to connect and be involved to it, and then what the first things will be that we'll actually be doing over there together and how to have access to that. But again, that's going to be coming up, and there'll be a whole area of the website that is accessible to Mama Sue's family that, yeah, that you'll be able to interact and enjoy. No telling what all will be over there, but wonderful things that I want to share with you, and I'm excited about it, and I hope you will be too. Please pray for me as we move forward into 2024. There's going to be some awesome interviews coming up. Oh, and guys, we'll have extended chat. That's another area. We'll have extended conversation with some of the guests that we have on this platform, and you'll have an opportunity to interact with them in a virtual setting too. That's coming up. Ooh, that's going to be extra good. I'm looking forward to that. So pray with me, believe with me, dream with me, and I look forward to everything that God is going to do for us in 2024. Thank you, Lord, for blessing us to make it. Thank you for allowing us to see this new year with new challenges, new opportunities. Thank you for inspiration to have goals that are realistic and that you're going to bless us to accomplish in your name. Thank you for the ripple effect that is going to happen as a result of our stepping out in faith to do one or two things and pace ourselves so that we can be effective. And we're looking for the overflow. We're looking for the ripple effect that's going to happen, because when you bless us, we're going to be able to be a blessing to so many others. And everybody that's connected to us is going to be blessed. Everybody that's connected to us is going to be blessed, because you are going to make it possible, Lord. We believe that. We receive that. We claim and decree that in the awesome name of Jesus. And we look forward to everything that you are going to do for us in this year. Thank y'all for being here. And we look forward to seeing you on the next Moments with Mama Sue. I love you. Woo. Now that's what I call a great show. Woo. We out of here. Moments with Mama Sue. Moments with Mama Sue. Moments. Now we can do it a little better than that. Moments with Mama Sue. Moments with Mama Sue. Moments. Well, all right, come on with it. Moments with Mama Sue. Moments with Mama Sue. Moments. Yeah. Moments with Mama Sue. Moments with Mama Sue. Moments. Wait. Moments with Mama Sue. Moments with Mama Sue. Moments. Moments with Mama Sue. Never know what to expect. Moments with Mama Sue. Moments. Ow! Moments with Mama Sue. Ow! Moments with Mama Sue. Moments. Yeah. Moments with Mama Sue. Can't you? Moments with Mama Sue. Moments. Oh. Well, now we might be done a little bit too much.